In 2025, green card holders across the United States are waking up to a harsh new reality. What was once a relatively secure and predictable path toward American citizenship is now full of unexpected changes, hidden risks, and strict new requirements. Under President Donald Trump's second term, immigration policies are being reshaped at a rapid pace, and legal permanent residents, people who followed every rule, are suddenly finding themselves in a much more uncertain position. So, what exactly has changed? Why are green card holders shocked? And most importantly, what can you do right now to protect your status and your future in the United States? Let's explore the latest USCIS rule changes under the Trump 2025 administration, and why they matter more than ever. Let's begin with one of the most frustrating updates: the rules around the immigration medical exam, also known as Form WINES 693. For years, green card applicants were told that once they submitted a valid medical exam with their adjustment of status application, it would remain valid for at least 2 years. And in early 2024, USCIS even allowed certain exams to stay valid indefinitely in specific cases. But now, that policy has been reversed. Starting June 11, 2025, USCIS will no longer honor a medical exam if your green card application is withdrawn, denied, or even abandoned. That means if your application gets rejected for any reason, whether it's paperwork issues, missed appointments, or immigration interviews, you'll have to pay for and complete another full medical exam all over again. And we're not talking about a simple doctor's visit. These exams require specific USCIS-authorized doctors, lab tests, vaccines, and can cost hundreds of dollars out of pocket. Many immigrants are understandably frustrated. Imagine spending months on an application, paying thousands in fees, and then being told your medical records are no longer valid because your case didn't go through. It's not just inconvenient, it's expensive, stressful, and, frankly, unfair. But the medical exam rule is just the tip of the iceberg. A much more serious concern is the increased vulnerability of green card holders themselves. Under Trump's latest immigration strategy, legal permanent residents are being treated less like permanent residents and more like conditional visitors. USCIS and the Department of Homeland Security are now reviewing green card holders more aggressively than ever before. That includes a deep dive into your criminal record, your tax history, and even your behavior on social media. Yes, you heard that right. If you've had a criminal conviction, even from years ago, if you've claimed public benefits incorrectly, or even if you've made controversial political posts online, your green card status could now be flagged for possible revocation. In many cases, people are getting notices in the mail about their green card being at risk, sometimes without warning. This crackdown is catching people off guard, especially immigrants who have lived legally in the U.S. for 10, 20, even 30 years. And it gets worse. In 2025, more and more green card holders are being stopped and questioned when re-entering the U.S. from international travel. Airports are becoming high-risk zones for immigrants, even if you have nothing to hide. Immigration officers are asking green card holders about their travel history, their countries of origin, their religious beliefs, and even their social connections. There have been multiple cases of lawful permanent residents being detained at airports, interrogated for hours, and even sent to secondary inspection rooms simply because they traveled abroad. Many of these detentions have involved people coming from countries on the new travel restriction list, which includes several Muslim-majority nations and countries with political instability. While green card holders are technically exempt from Trump's 2025 expanded travel ban, that hasn't stopped border agents from detaining them, searching their belongings, and flagging their status for further review. The result? Many immigrants are now afraid to leave the U.S., even for family emergencies, weddings, or funerals. While working-class immigrants face new hurdles and fears, the Trump administration is rolling out a new visa path, but only for the ultra-rich. It's being called the Gold Card, and it's essentially a $5 million fast track to a green card and eventual citizenship. Unlike the previous EB-5 investor visa, which required investment in job-creating U.S. businesses, the Gold Card may allow wealthy individuals to bypass many of the traditional immigration hurdles simply by writing a big enough check. Critics argue that this move sends the message that U.S. residency is now for sale, and that the system is prioritizing billionaires while cracking down on hardworking immigrant families. The proposed Gold Card has sparked controversy across the political spectrum, with some calling it a betrayal of American values and others viewing it as a necessary way to boost economic investment. Either way, for most immigrants, it's just another reminder that the system is growing more unequal and more exclusive. Now, let's talk about the expanded travel ban under the Trump 2025 administration. In March of this year, President Trump signed an executive order restricting entry from 12 countries due to national security concerns. An additional 7 countries have been placed under partial restrictions. While green card holders are officially exempt from the ban, the reality is more complicated. Many lawful residents from these countries are still facing intense scrutiny at airports. Some are being flagged for interviews, others are facing delays, and a few are even being warned that their permanent residency could be at risk. The message is clear. Just because you have a green card doesn't mean you're in the clear. The environment for immigrants is shifting rapidly, and even lawful residents are not immune from these broader policies. So, what should you do now if you're a green card holder in 2025? First, keep your documents up to date. Don't wait until the last minute to renew your green card, your re-entry permit, or your travel documents. Second, file your taxes on time and keep copies of everything. Immigration officers are now using tax records as a tool for enforcement. Third, avoid any legal trouble. Even a minor misdemeanor could now trigger a review of your immigration status. Fourth, consult an immigration attorney before traveling internationally or making major changes to your residency. And finally, stay informed. Follow official USCIS updates. Join immigrant advocacy groups and know your rights. In conclusion, the situation for green card holders in 2025 is more fragile than ever. Under President Trump's renewed immigration agenda, permanent residents are facing new challenges that many never saw coming. From stricter medical exam policies and travel risks to the threat of revocation and elite-only investor visas, the landscape has changed. The best defense now is awareness, preparation, and legal protection. If you're a green card holder today, you need to be more vigilant than ever before. Because in Trump's America, permanent residency no longer feels permanent, and the cost of being unprepared could be your future. Thanks for listening. If this video helped you understand what's going on, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others who need to hear the truth. Drop your questions in the comments, and stay tuned for more updates on U.S. immigration in 2025.